And it's good.
Um,
How many people come to visit Miami and fall in love with our culture and our food? I think again, we'll go back. Miami is a very unique place.
I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry.
three, boom, we're on,
What's going on?
bro. Every time, which has been recent, that I've looked at your Instagram, dude, it get me so hungry.
It
Do you get
works.
that from a lot of people? Do you get that from a
I
lot of people?
Better yet, when I first started, I didn't do it on a business page. I did it on my personal page, and people were like, "Brother, what's going on? You're making me worried about you, and I'm also very hungry watching your page."
Bro, how often do you eat meat a week?
Not as much as I used to, because like after a while, but I love it. I enjoy it. Like I eat a variety of things. I crave pizza, sushi, all the other things because I'm around steak all the time. But I always end up eating a good steak every week for sure. At least one good steak a week.
Crave a lot of stuff. What's your favorite type of meat?
I would say off the menu for sure the picanha. I like the fattier cuts because that's where you really get to appreciate the wagyu, that flavor, that umami taste that they say. So I definitely like the picanha, the ribeyes, and old school churrasco. Can't go wrong with churrasco.
Dude, that's awesome. So for people that don't know, let me get this straight because I thought Wagyu isn't that is that from Asia, from China?
So the word wagyu means Japanese cow.
Okay.
So in the early '90s, in the early '90s, Japan calls wagyu. They stop all exportation. They call it a sacred animal to their country. And everyone's like, man, like this is an incredible breed of animal. How are we gonna do it? So a lot of countries started thinking, all right, what if we take the embryo and the sperm of a Tajima black cows and different Japanese cows, and we use surrogates in different countries. And
Holy
that's
shit.
how, yeah, and then that's how you started seeing Wagyu spreading and keeping pure blood programs throughout the United States and then different parts of Australia and other countries. And then they started doing different like hybrid programs too, because depending on the region, different cows do, perform differently. Like for here in the state of Florida, it's very hard for the cows to gain weight here. So after a certain age and time, the cows here in Florida, we send them north to get to the proper size and weight because it's just too hot. They sweat it out. They can't put on the right amount of weight. So
Now
depending,
those kind of cows, is it barley that they eat? Is that what, if I'm not mistaken, is that what they eat?
so these cows, it's all grass fed, and then the last like 6 months, it's different grains and different things that they feed the cow the last 6 months to mask the gaminess. If not, it tastes like a cow that it's very gamey, or it doesn't marble it doesn't marble the meat the way it should. But yeah, a lot of it goes into the way that in Japan, unfortunately, they don't really let these cows move much. It's like if you were born and I put you on a couch and I kept
Right.
feeding you, and I
Right,
just
right.
said, "Relax. I'm gonna just feed you. Life's gonna come to you on the couch." And they
Right.
don't want them to move because they don't want them to build muscle. They just want them to live a very calm lifestyle, put on proper weight, and let these, just cows just get as, get as big as they can in a very healthy way, not, to kill the animal, but, and they take pride in that. They do. These different, parts of Japan, it's a very prideful thing for them, you know.
Josh, how old? What's the lifespan of a Wagyu cow?
You got to think like the average cow that we're consuming is about 2.5, 3 years old. All the beef that you consume right now is being forecasted 5 to 6 years in advance before you even thought about having a steak. So it's that's how much goes into the production of beef. But the average age is about 2.5 years, 3 years old. That's what
All
it
right.
takes these cows to get the proper size.
All right, bro. Let's go back now to where it started. Okay. Where were you born?
I was born here in Miami, Florida, year 1987.
1987. Okay. And then elementary school?
Elementary school, went to Kenwood Elementary.
Okay. Middle school?
It was a mix. I started at Glades, then I went to St. Thomas the Apostle, and then for high school I went to Columbus.
You went to St. Thomas the Apostle. Look at that. And then Columbus. All right. Now, growing up, any sports, anything?
I wrestled. I wrestled in high school for a little bit, and then after that, just dedicated to partying and just doing my thing on the side. There was no more sports.
What weight did you wrestle?
160.
160. Was it hard cutting weight? Was that thing hard?
In high school, like we were all in shape because you're always playing basketball, you're always running around. You always look at those pictures, like man, like you just had a six pack for no reason. And it was just like it was easy.
Bro, isn't that crazy, man?
You look back, you're like, I didn't like. Who is that guy?
There's a meme out there that says, if you thought you were in bad shape now, imagine what you look like just 5 years ago, and you thought that was bad shape. And then it's like, trust me, bro, it's just crazy.
There's levels to this. Enjoy it.
Yeah, bro, it's just crazy, and it's hard to see. There's a couple food dudes that I've seen that are like ripped and shredded, but the majority of them, it's almost like if you don't have a certain look, you're not really like enjoying the food, I guess, or your
Yeah.
job. You know,
I mean,
that's what always wondered me about Anthony Bourdain, because he was pretty lean dude. No,
yeah, he was. He was a pretty lean dude, but
I don't know if that was the drugs though. Was that the drugs?
Again, I think it was a cocktail of things. You know, it
Yeah.
could have been a bit of things, but at the same time, a lot of these guys, you know, they know how to just taste and enjoy a lot of it without like gluttony involved. You know, for me, it's hard when I find something I love. I'm just like
Hammer time.
go all in, like until I'm just like de reviento. So
Damn, bro. So you okay? So wrestling, any state titles, anything all day,
it was
nothing.
nothing crazy, nothing crazy. It was just wrestling, staying in shape, and then enjoying my time at Columbus, which played a huge part in my success later in life when I decided to do something like JPM. But we'll come back to that.
What do you think Columbus, man, is so successful?
I would say that a lot of people will say this, but it's the brotherhood, it's a fraternity. At a young age, you don't realize that you're joining a fraternity of years, of legacies, and so many great people that are actually the people, not that run this city, but a lot of very influential people in all different sectors of business came from Columbus. So later in life, you come to meet these people, and they were years before you, but you share that bond. And the fact that you're in an interview room or you're at a job and you find out that, hey, that's another Columbus brother, you instantly have this bond together. And to me, it's a big deal. Anyone that walks in and went to Columbus, like it's a big deal.
Dude, when I spoke, look, if you're right, when I spoke at this past year, I spoke to the freshman class and I spoke to the sophomore class. And when I spoke to them, I said, because in the gym, and I spoke to them in the gym, they have the rafters of the banners of the state titles. I said, the one thing that they should have a banner here for every single year is that Columbus wins the Brotherhood title every single year in and year out, bro. It's just crazy, man. And it only gets better. The facilities, I don't know when was the last time you were back. Have you seen the baseball field, the football field, all that?
It's unrecognizable. Every time I go back to that school, I'm like I look at these kids. I was like, you have no idea how lucky you are to go to school now. Because like when I went to school here, like not that it was bad, it was never bad, but wow, like I feel this looks like a college. Like for me, it looks like it was totally different. But they're lucky in that. But we were lucky too, because when we were there, it was a different time. Now it's tougher to be not tougher to be a kid, but it was cell phones had just come out. My freshman year, like the Nokia with Snake on your phone had just come out. So people really didn't have cell phones. It was not like advanced how it was now. There was no MySpace, like there was no Instagram and all that stuff. It was we got to enjoy a little bit
Did you
better.
have MySpace? Did you have MySpace?
I had MySpace, but MySpace dropped my freshman year in college.
How old are you now, Josh?
I'm 33.
So you weren't around the beeper era. That's not you, huh?
I was a little young. My parents didn't let me have a beeper. I was like too young when that was like cool with a clear case, and all that stuff, the beeper codes. And
you don't know about that life. You don't know about that 823.
I missed it by like 2 years.
That
I missed it by 2. Yeah.
Lucky
I remember
you, bro.
Like all like the cool kids knew all the codes like older, and I was like, yeah.
So your parents, are you a single? Only kid? You have brothers, siblings?
So I have an older brother and I have a younger sister. So I'm the middle. I'm the middle child.
You're the middle one. Were your parents entrepreneurs? What they do for a living?
So both my parents worked had their own business, and my mom was in the therapy industry. She had her own like home health company, and my dad always did like design and manufactured retail stores, so like architecture and design.
Architecture. So, did they go to college here in the United States?
My mom did in Boston. My dad did not. My dad just
Went hardcore. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hardcore entrepreneur, and
So,
still
so
is.
that's where you get it from.
Both of them are very I would say they both since day one have always been not aggressive but very like they're go-getters. They're go-getters, and I got that personality. Some would say it's a killer instinct from your parents that just drives you, that motivation, and I definitely thank both of them for that because they both have it and they still do. My dad's 66 years old and he's retired 3 times and can't go like keeps going back to work
Gotta keep
because
going back to work,
he
bro.
just loves to win. He loves to
Nice,
win and he likes that feeling. So I respect him a lot for that.
dude. You growing up, your personality, more like your dad, more like your mom.
I'm totally my dad. My dad, 100% mixed with my grandfather. So
You guys get along perfectly.
yeah, we look. If
That,
you met him, you'd be like, this guy's like I'll know what Josh is gonna look like when he's in his late 60s.
what's
So
Pop's name?
his name is George
Jorge.
Pascual. Yeah,
Jorge.
they call him the bear, El Oso,
El oso.
because growing up, this guy had more hair all over his body than anyone at a younger age. So since like early on, they called him the bear, El Oso. And
And he still has a full set of hair?
no, hey, like forget about it. He looks like he's wearing a sweater. Like
No
it's
way,
just
bro.
yeah.
And he
Now he looks
hasn't
like a
lost
polar
any hair
bear.
up top.
No, he's completely bald on top, but he's got a good beard, and then his whole like body is just white hair, so he looks like a little polar bear now. So
Dude, why is that, bro? That as we get older, majority of us lose our hair up top, and then we just start growing hair in weird places, man.
you just have
I
to
don't
make
know if
up
you're
for it.
there
You have to
yet,
make up for it.
dude. Yeah, I don't know if you started doing the ears. You probably get these weird hair that start growing out of my ears all of a sudden. I'm like, what the
No,
hell,
yeah, or like the nose hair that's like
bro?
connected
Those
to the
nose.
mustache.
And then I see some dudes that rock that nose. I'm like, oh my god, man, it is crazy. It's crazy. So you're in college. Where'd you go to college? Did you
I
go
went
to
to Florida
college?
State.
Florida State. My sister went to Florida State. How was that, bro? Because for typical Cubans, Tallahassee's like Mars, bro.
So I get to Florida State. I'm there for a year and a half, and my parents are like, "Look, you're not achieving the way we thought you were." I was probably a little too. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to go away. I wasn't as disciplined as I should have been.
Because of the
Um,
parting?
I would say it's just a lot of things, like just first time being on your own, first time learning how to do a lot of things, like, first time you get sick, first time you have to learn how to use una plancha. I never had to use any of these
Hell
things.
no. Hell no.
Like I was like, Mom, what do you do? You put water in this thing? Like there's just a lot of different things you have to learn. And again, I took advantage of being there, but I just wasn't, I wasn't getting awesome grades and meeting the expectation of my parents. And at the time, it was expensive. It wasn't, it wasn't exactly
Wasn't
the
cheap.
so, but that's where but this part's important. So my parents made me get a job while they were there because like, look, you got to help us out. You got to put your part. You got to get a part-time job. And I ended up getting a job at the only Cuban restaurant in Tallahassee at the time called Gordo's in the kitchen
Gordos.
in the
Coño.
kitchen, working in the kitchen, and my mom's always throwing it down cooking, and to me, I didn't mind it at all. I was like, I'm working in the kitchen, I'm you're a freshman, sophomore, you're broke. So for me, I was like, I always had food available to me, so it was one less thing I had to worry about spending money on because I always
Yes,
had
sir.
Cuban food, and my mom would send me care packages and all that kind of stuff. Typical mom, like, be empanizado, but like 30 of them. So all you gotta do is like just put it, fry it, and you're good to go. But that's where I got a job, and that's where like it started, like the whole prepping and getting into the culinary world.
Did you notice the benefits of being Cuban away from Miami?
Of course, we're unique. We're a unique culture.
We pop, bro. It's so crazy. Here, I tell it to people all the time. I go, listen, man, there's nothing like being Cuban leaving Miami.
No, my friends that I would meet in Tallahassee that came from like the South, Louisiana, or different parts would be like, "You guys are so aggressive. Like you're so intense. You're so like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like everything is and I was just like, that's just our culture, the way that we are, the way that we react. Like it's very yeah, I don't know. It's very Miami, very
Very
Cuban.
Miami, bro. Very Miami. and we get this regional Miami accent. It's like the weirdest thing in the world. That we
We
could
stand
get,
out. We definitely
we,
stand out.
dude, and we get spotted and we see each other. When I was in Vegas, and every time if I saw a group of girls or I see some dudes and I heard the yak, I would just watch all these people from Miami. They're from Miami. Watch, and I was right 100%
If
of the
you're from
time, bro.
Miami, you can definitely identify other people from Miami.
Yeah,
It's crazy. You could I guess we're just very unique. So
that we are, bro. That we are. So Florida State 1 year, and then you came back down here.
year and a half, came back, went to Miami-Dade, finished strong at Miami-Dade. I was part of one of their like early bachelor's programs for business. So
Okay.
went back there and kind of got my shit together, how they say. Got
Yeah,
my
yeah.
shit together and that's where I started. At that time, I had a really cool job. I was working with my buddy's uncle. I was a yacht broker. So at this time I was like, you know, it was pretty cool. I was learning a lot around like a bunch of very successful business owners, but at that time I was selling luxury items, which are tough, very tough market to be in, especially in a recession. So as soon as I graduated, I got a headhunter, and I was able to get into the medical device industry. So that's what I did. My sister's a nurse. My mom's always been in the physical therapy, and my grandparents owned pharmacies in Cuba. So the medical side was always a part of me that I always, had a desire to do, but I didn't want to go to, nursing school or become a doctor. It wasn't my thing. School was
Right.
never something that I wanted to do for 10, 12 years, nor did I want the debt. So
Yeah, no, that's crazy. That's crazy. So, what did you learn? I got what you learned from being at that Cuban restaurant in Tallahassee. What did you learn, bro? Brokering yachts, dealing with rich people. What did you learn out of that?
believe it or not, I learned a lot of things I never wanted to be. There was a lot of like deals and moments where I was just placed in situations, and I learned and observed things I never wanted to do or be later on in life. And it also made me I needed to toughen up. It gave me sharper negotiation skills. Dealing with other sharks. You're a young guy. We think we know it all, and then you're around guys that been doing this for a long time that give you quick lessons, and you learn quick. So I would say that was something that's pivotal, like in my growth in sales and who I am today, because you got to be sharp. You got to be sharp because if they catch you slipping, it's
You're in trouble,
the
bro. How
yeah.
many yachts would you sell a year or a
It wasn't
month?
so much yachts. I did a couple of open fishermen's, more like a couple CVs, a couple intrepids,
What's the
and
price on that? What's the price on that?
anywhere from 150 to $300,000.
Really?
So that was more. I went more that route instead of selling these big lavish ones, because those guys, you sell one or two every couple of years, you're good. But to me, I was like, I'd rather keep hitting here in a market where there's more affordable, there's more buyers. And to me, I just found those boats to be exciting. And the people I knew at the age that I was at,
Right, right,
didn't
right,
have
right.
money.
The
Like
boys. Yeah,
in
yeah.
your mid 20s, you're like, your friends don't
I'm not
have
buying no
money,
yacht, bro. Yeah,
right? You're
yeah,
you're
yeah.
you're pitching to your friends like parents, or like your friend of friend, like, or that one friend that's very successful, that they're gonna change your boat. But you don't have a lot of friends at that age group that are really gonna be able to help you, and like, hey Josh, I need you for a yacht or whatnot.
Were you a boating person before? Did
I
your dad
was.
have a boat?
Yeah, my dad, believe it or not, when he was my age, used to race boats. So that was a passion that he's always had boats growing up, and being around boats. I had a boat before I had a car. At the age of
No
15,
way, bro.
I had a little flatboat. Yeah, it wasn't expensive. I probably saved up all my money. It was probably $3,500, 3 grand, and to me, it was everything in the world. We'd be in the backyard, always doing things, putting the radio on, and it was when you're 15, that's the coolest thing in the world. So we would do that, go wakeboarding, tubing, all that kind of stuff.
Joshua, I first time I got in a boat in Miami, and I was born in. I've been here since I was like 3 years old. Was I think about 4 years ago? I wasn't Coach HP yet. 4 years ago, my wife's best friend's husband has a boat. Awesome boat. We went out, bro. Awesome time. It was great. We take the boat back in. The guy knows how to maneuver it. Has a big dually. Drives it in. Whatever, bro. Everything was awesome till we had to clean the boat.
Oh,
And,
no, no, no. It's the
and
worst.
I was like, what? And these guys were happy, pumped, cleaning the boat. And the chicks went all inside to go talk. I go, nah, bro. Now I did my part. I'm not good at cleaning. I kind of acted a little bit, and they let me use the hose, so they felt sorry for me. I go, never again,
Yeah.
unless it's for work or some for fun, going out on a boat and then cleaning it for like 30 minutes. Not doing that.
See, if you're sober and you're cleaning it, you're fine. When you've had a long day and you're like, oh my God, we still gotta clean the boat, we gotta flush it, we gotta do all these things. That's the part you're like, man, it feels nice to just go to marina, leave it there,
Leave it there,
and
bro.
and put it in the wash program, and thank you.
I've never drank before, bro, so I would be the sober dude there, stuck
I
cleaning the
don't
thing,
believe
bro.
you for a second. Never,
I
never.
swear to God, I've never drank. In my life, I've never taken drugs. I'm telling you, I swear to God,
You've never drank.
the only time I taste alcohol is when I've kissed girls that I've drank. But ask anybody you know about me,
I
I
don't believe
swear,
it. I don't believe it.
I swear to God,
I need references. I don't believe
you'll
it.
get it, dude. I'm
You're
telling
feeding me
you,
guayaba right now. I don't believe you.
never, never. I've never tasted alcohol in my life, bro. Believe it or not.
What are you allergic?
Sublimity,
Are you allergic?
water. No, sublimity, bro. My dad, I think, was an alcoholic, and since that didn't turn out so good for him and what he did,
I understand.
I just, in a weird way, no, in a weird way, I think I associated with that. And I think in Hollywood and in Vegas, I didn't grow more because of that. Because when people start getting into the party stuff and whatever, I I wasn't part of that. So I think people kind of pushed me away. And it just is what it is. But no, bro, I've never drank before. Nothing against people who drink, I care less. But I'm an oxymoron, bro. I'm all tatted. I look like if I've done stuff, but I'm totally the opposite, bro. I'm undercover, very cool, nice guy, you know?
I love it. I love it. I love it. And that's a good
Dude,
excuse. I definitely can connect with that in many ways personally. So I definitely understand how you like subconsciously just like block that, and you're like you don't desire it whatsoever because
bro, because I'm an
you
extremist, man.
not
And
and you
if
attach it to like a pain, something negative that for whatever reason you put it in the same drawer of like do not kill, do not steal, do not this,
yeah,
don't
yeah,
drink. For whatever reason, it's like the one
yeah,
thing you don't want to do.
yeah, bro. And being sober, listen, being sober for 41 years for my entire life has its ups, but it has its downs too, you know? There's nothing like being a little tipsy, and I never feel that because I'm on like a natural high myself, always. But I don't tell
Endorphins,
me,
like woo!
I'm not like woo like crazy, but I'm always in like happy chill mode. So I don't like, but I wish I would have. So it would have, I get enjoy stuff a little more. But bro, it is what it is. So now you're pharmaceutical sales or medical sales.
No, it's a medical device and supply company. Yeah. So I was
Okay.
there, and I'm still there actually, believe it or not. I'm still there 7.5 years strong.
Okay.
So
So you're doing that. This is now where we get the fun part. You're doing that. You're selling your supplies. You're making good money. Living on your own already. You're still with the parents.
no, I moved out. I was able. This job was a blessing. It gave me everything I needed to find my own little first house, and move out and take on this project. First homes are a big deal. This was a fixer upper for me. So yeah, living on
Yeah,
my
yeah,
own.
I got you. I got you. Say it again because I lost you there. Go for it.
So the medical device company actually gave me everything I need. It was a blessing because it gave me everything I needed to, buy my first home, and it was a fixer upper. So I had to, as you know, remodels leave you or you're cash poor, but
Hell
it's
yeah.
the best.
It's
But
the
in
best.
that whole struggle is where JPM starts to develop because at the time we're doing a remodel. Me and my girlfriend, we love going to a nice restaurant, all that stuff, but you can't do it often when you're in a remodel.
Hold
So
on. Favorite restaurant?
favorite restaurant, I love Red.
Steakhouse.
I like Red Steakhouse. Red Steakhouse is one of my favorites.
Red Steakhouse.
Yeah, Red. It's
Where's
called Red
that?
on the beach.
It's on South Beach? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Red. They're great. Prime 112 is great. There's some great
Who's better,
steakhouse.
Red or Prime 112?
Depends what you're going for. It's a good tie, but I don't know. It depends what you're going for and the scene.
Okay, so what am I going for at Red
I
and
would
what am
say
I going?
Red. To make it easy, I'll go with Red. I like Red.
What do you order there?
I take turns, but I've had lamb chops. I've had the ribeyes, tomahawks. You name it. Everything is amazing.
If you could have one meal there, what do you have?
Going with the ribeye.
The ribeye, huh?
Yeah, all day.
What what do they call it? What cooked what? Medium rare, medium? What
Oh,
do you go
medium
for?
rare. I'm like rare plus. Like if A good veterinarian could bring
Nice,
it back to
my
life.
guy.
Yeah, I like to taste it. Like I'm bloody. I love it.
Medium rare, dude. I went to on Sunday for Father's Day. I went to Perry's.
Great restaurant.
Great
Great for the.
restaurant.
It's Perry's to me has become. I don't know. Can you say it's like almost like the new Hillstone because it's got that vibe that people love. The food's great. The price point's affordable for two people. And you're in Merrick Park. You're not
And
left in downtown. You're not left in. It's central. It's a beautiful place to walk and wait for your table. I love it. And the pork chops on
absolutely,
Fridays. Pork chops on
absolutely.
Fridays are killer.
Yeah.
You think I work there, but no, I'm
No,
showing them my love. I
I
think
love it. I
Perry's
love it.
they do a good job.
I first ate at Perry's. I had spoken in Grapevine, Texas, and they took me out to a Perry's there.
That's
And I was
their
like, bro, this is pretty cool. And then it showed up here probably like last year, I think. So
well, you got to think in Texas is where they started, and they grew big in Texas.
yeah,
And the
bro.
reason that they had to stay in Texas because they were like, all right, we want to grow, but how are we going to be able to source and do the whole distribution outside of our home of Texas? And that's where they were able to figure it out and started expanding to other markets. And Perry's is awesome. They actually have a very unique product on their menu, bone-in fillets. Can't really find that everywhere. So for people that like fillets, this one's it's a bone-in, which is
I
hard
had
to
that.
find,
I had that.
and it's delicious. I find it to be a very good cut. So
What meat gives you the most bang for your buck? Because I got the bone-in one. It was bigger, but it feels smaller. For some reason, I don't know because I'm eating it with rice and beans. I feel like uh, una palomilla gives me more or churrasco
well, of course.
than
Oh, you got to think because like the tenderloin, the fillets, it's very sought out for. It's a very expensive piece of meat because of its tenderness. So you get smaller portions, and you have
got
to
it.
pay more money. So there are different, they're called primal cuts. So if it's an off primal cut, then you could probably get more. Like churrasco, they'll probably give you 12 to 16 ounces. They
Right.
won't do that with a filet mignon because they'll
No,
lose
no.
their ass.
Where's your favorite churrasco place to eat?
Favorite churrasco. Um, Man, it's. I'll be honest. Not for anything in the world. I don't eat churrasco out much because like I just don't order steak when I go out much because like, we just around this
Because
and
that's
we
all you eat.
because or I cook at home. But I would say a churrasco. My favorite.
What,
Nuevo. There's a little
Los
spot.
Ranchos or something?
Ranchos has they're pretty good. That
Okay.
little like baby presidente or the regular one's pretty
Yeah.
good. And Novillo has a good churrasco.
No, we all right. All
And
right.
then I go to this little spot that it's in Argentina. It's called La Nueva Argentina on 97th and Sunset.
I've heard of that place, I think.
9:30. Yeah, it's a little spot, and it's just everyone there takes care of you. They know you by your first name,
Yeah.
and you get like the whole parrilla, like the salchicha. You get the whole thing.
The whole party.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, we start getting the idea. How in your brain do you ever think of getting into the meat world? How does that start?
So I'll give you. All right, so let's go back. We're building the house. Me and my girlfriend go to dinner, and we're just the next morning we wake up and we're just like, holy shit! Like that dinner last night was amazing. Like the steaks that we ordered, I think it was like a Wagyu special. And I was telling,
Where'd you eat?
it was at Red. It was at Red, and
Red, okay, red.
they had some crazy special. And I'm just like, this is insane. And I was like, I can't drop, 300-400 bucks at dinner, all the time because everything's just expensive. But how could I be able to? How can I source this stuff to cook it at home? And I've gone to Graziano's, I've gone to all these other places, and I don't mean to name drop any. They're all amazing steak
Yeah, of
and
course.
providers. And I've gone to all these places, but I never found any of these things that were like exotic cuts that I would always see on Instagram and these chefs using. So to me, I was just like, man, like, where can I use? And so that's where it led me to start looking online, and I found a lot of mediocre beef before I found some insane stuff. And it was just me searching for better options. And I went to my local butchers. I went to a couple of shops. I was like, how come you don't have this? Like, or how can I order? And they're like, Josh, look, we can order it, but it's not really, our clientele is not looking for that. And these cases can be anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000. And if we don't have the clientele, we can get stuck on that. And we rather invest in our money in products that move here. So
Right.
I completely understand why a lot of these, local butcher shops wouldn't offer it. And respectfully so, I agree. They're in business to make money, not sit on product that they're not going to sell.
Of course.
So that's what led me to start my search online and seeing, who are the importers and where's this stuff coming from. And I started buying in New York, and then not to reference drugs, but the drug game in the sense of like, where is it coming in from? So the closest shipping point was in LA from Japan and a lot of these areas. So I started realizing that the further west I got, the better the pricing got, as far as different things. At the time, again, things changed now, because Wagyu has just become so big in
So
our
popular.
culture. But earlier, you're going back like 3.5 years, even that doesn't sound too long ago, but 3.5 years ago wasn't what it is today. So I ended up finding some really good stuff. And when I try it, I'm trying it with one of my good friends, George Prentice, and another buddy, Squints. And we're like, holy shit. It's one of those things that I tried that I don't know if you ever tried something that you just want to tell everyone you love about this experience because you're so happy. And I was like, man, this is the best steak. I never thought that the best steak I'd ever have would be on my little $80 grill, like Weber on the backyard. I thought it would be like a fine, like in Vegas where you used to work by Chef George, some crazy, but it
Bro,
wasn't.
let me tell you, look if you're right. I had only time I've had Wagyu beef in my life was at Yellowtail in the Bellagio.
Okay.
It's it's Asian style. Bro, they would serve slices. They would be cut up like that, the Wagyu beef, with this delicious mashed potato. Bro, and those little slices were like $150, bro. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
It tastes delicious. They're like butter, bro. Like,
No, no, I call it steak marshmallows. To me,
yeah,
they're like
bro.
steak marshmallows.
Crazy.
And you know what? It's good that they do a small portion because when it is Japanese Wagyu, it's very rich in taste, and a
Mhm.
little bit goes a long way. Kind of like with dark chocolate cake or a very rich cake, that you don't need to have a whole like a little bit, and you're like, wow, that was great. I don't need any more because if not, you will feel sick or like I'm eating a whole piece, and I'm like, I think my arteries are clogged. I'm not even kidding right now.
Really?
Because it's just so much. It's like eating a bunch of chicharrón, like, but
Yeah.
it's all fat. But it's delicious. It's the most incredible steak in the world.
Nice.
But with reason, when you go to restaurants, they give it to you in 4 to 6 ounces.
Okay. Okay. So you notice, you're like, wow, I think I got some here. I like this thing. That curiosity. What else?
So,
Keep going.
so, coach, you know what? It never started with the intention to make money. It really, I like to grill, and I was just seeking better options, local options, stuff that I could source. I couldn't find it locally, so I started sourcing online. I would order it, stock up my freezer. I didn't start telling like all my friends, and I threw a barbecue at my house. Two of my friends came by that weren't there the first time. They're like, "Holy shit!" They're like, "The next time you order, I want in." So the group got to like 10 guys, and we're just at this time we were just ordering and we are just splitting the shipping, and 10 grew to like 20, and before you know it, we're at 50, and all the shipping
Oh.
was coming. Yeah, and it's a group chat, everyone's talking. Oh, I'm gonna try this new style. Did you try
It's
this? Did
like
you put
fantasy meets instead of
none?
fantasy sports, fantasy meat.
It's just like it's just like a group, like, of guys that like to grill, and we're just collaborating and talking about, look, I put butter, I didn't like it, I tried this, and have you tried that? And it was awesome. But the problem was that the shipments will get in on Fridays, and my fridge was select. My girlfriend was like, "What are you doing? Like, half of your
You're
friends
a
don't
meat
even."
hoarder. You're
Yeah, she's
hoarding
like,
meat.
You put this on your credit card. Half your friends don't even pay you back on time, and you're just like you're ordering all this stuff for these people. And I was like, it's for the chat. You don't get it. It's for the meat chat. Like
Yeah.
it's a lifestyle, and I tell a lot of people that this is, look, anyone can go open up a shop or an online store and all that stuff, but the passion, like the lifestyle, they're really, it's real. I did this because I truly love every single item on my menu. um and I enjoy it. I enjoy cooking. I enjoy being in our backyard and in the pool, and not having to, you know give up quality because I'm not at a restaurant. I could still bring quality to our lifestyle in our backyard, where you make the best memories with your family, la parrilla,
No,
even
it's a
when you're.
vibe. It's a vibe. Boy, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. Okay. So you're doing that. At what point do you go, all right, I'm going to go all in on this thing? Or I'm going to
So
start going all in on this?
so it didn't even happen like a switch. I was like, all right, guys, look, hey, this shit's consuming me. I'm at my other job. I'm gonna put a handling fee on this. And they're like, brother, whatever you gotta do, just don't stop getting the meat. So I was like, all right. handling fee, and then the head, and then like
No wonder you mentioned drug dealer. You're like,
yeah,
you're a meat dealer.
no, this is all coming from my house in my garage with like these two like college like refrigerators,
Oh my
and
God.
there's and all these guys are in nice cars, all this stuff, and they're pulling in and out, in and out, in and out of my house on a weekend when everyone's like, "Oh, the meat's in, let's go to Josh's." My neighbors are like, "What the hell's going on?
What's
This
going
guy's
on here, bro?
no,
This
no, this
guy's
guy's doing something." You know, the nosy neighbor is always like, "What's that guy up to?"
yeah, yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
So that's how it starts. I put a handling fee, and then handling fee just turned into, okay,
What was
guys,
the
like
handling fee? What was the handling fee?
it was a small percentage. It was nothing. It was just really
Nothing.
just because a lot of the time, like I was like accruing interest on my credit card and a bunch of other things, and it was consuming me. It was I had to like an Outlook spreadsheet of who ordered what they're responsible for, how much their shipping was, and I didn't care because if at the time it didn't bother me. I was
No, it's fun. It's fun. I get it.
to
I
me, I
get it.
was like, man, I'm able to give someone experiences that they would have never had. Like we created something special. People, I was not hooked, but every time someone tried it and they're like, Josh, this is the best steak I've ever had in my life. No joke, the best steak I ever had in my life, and it wasn't anything crazy. It could have been a $25, like churrasco, or it could have been something small. That was like, wow, like this is like everything we're doing is worth it because we're creating
Nice.
some sort of, we're not selling a meal, we're in the essence we're providing an experience that you're gonna have at home, and anyone can have it. It could be the mailman, it could be me, it could be you, it didn't matter where
Right,
you
right,
were
right,
putting it
right.
home. So that started happening, and then at that point I was like, all right, you know what, if I have to do this, and every time that people would order, their cousins or their uncle, someone was with them, and it just kept growing. It didn't stop. Like the momentum just kept going, 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 going. So that's what led me to be like, all right, I'm gonna come up with a little menu, and it started getting to people I didn't know. That's how Josh Premium started, because at this point I wasn't just selling to my close friends with a handling fee. This was getting to people I didn't know, and I totally appreciate the support, but that's where Josh Premium started with a small little menu, and I was just grinding. Just a side. It was a side job, um, and in the beginning, it was just to support my meat habit. It was just like it
Right,
was.
right,
I
right.
make enough money. It was enough money that I basically had steak. I was making enough money that I could eat all the best steak in the world for free. And then it got bigger, and obviously then you start. But that's was my intention. I was like, man, if I could do this, so enough this steak to just order all the shit that I want, it was worth it.
At what point did you move out of the house with the meat?
I probably stayed way too long because it was so easy. But I had reserved, I would say earlier, for like a year and a half, I stayed at the house, like selling out of the garage. And I didn't have any employees, it was just me. I used Uber actually as my delivery service.
Nice.
I would because at the time I was like, how am I going to be able to get to everyone? A lot of people wanted delivery, so I would just put it in the Uber and send you the link, and hey, you're watching your Uber driver, and they would pay for it, and no one cared because it was being delivered.
Right.
Again, none of this stuff is none of this stuff is, you shouldn't do this stuff at your house. You shouldn't know it. But again, I
Listen, you got
never.
to start somewhere, bro. You shouldn't start a band in your garage, but you never know that band becomes metallic or
No,
something like that. You know what I'm
I,
saying?
I was like the cake lady or the cupcake lady, or like, all the people that started their house. I wanted, I was lucky enough to get a following and enough clientele that I was able to support to get a store, like a little storefront.
Listen, Josh, have you ever heard of a bakery called Porto's Bakery?
Portos, I haven't heard of it,
Okay.
but
Porto, Porto's Bakery. Okay. Raul Porto, my boy Raul. Shout out to Raul. They have about, I think, 4 or 5 bakeries in California. Okay.
wow, okay,
The third biggest Cuban community is in Glendale, California. It's Miami, New Jersey, Glendale, California. His grandma, check this out, after school would make cakes, Cuban cakes, merengue, whatever we eat there, out of her basement. People start coming over like they're doing with you right now, coming over, selling, 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 selling. Bro, this dude has a 2-story bakery in Burbank that'll drive you crazy, bro. The
that's
city of
badass.
Burbank gives him a tax break. Okay. He built one in Downey That's a monstrosity. Forbes did a fucking article on this guy. My man is loaded, family owned.
That's an awesome story.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it's the best concept. Look at this concept. Ready? Cuban food outside of Miami with non-Cuban customers and not Cuban employees. The best.
The best.
The people that are gonna, Cuban star, esta guayaba no sirve, oye, no, si en Miami es mejor.
No,
Nobody
man,
complains, bro.
No one complains there because you stand out. You're different. You brought something to a different region of this country, and they absolutely fell in love with it. And it's good. How many people come to visit Miami and fall in love with our culture and our food? I think again, we'll go back. Miami's a very unique place.
100%. 100%. That's part of the magic here.
But
so
I do embrace the garage. Don't think I don't, because I really do. There's days I'm at work now, and I'm just like, man, like those days, you think back and you just appreciate it. You appreciate how simple things were and how easy it was compared to being a business owner now, and so much different things. But I definitely appreciate those days, and it was the foundation. It really was the foundation, the hustle.
You moved out of the garage because your chick was like, listen, dude, we're done with this garage thing. You were getting, it was already being with the neighbors, getting all weird, or you just said you just want something organized where you don't got to deal with problems anymore?
Okay, so it was a mixture of things. It was one, I wanted to provide a setting that was just a little bit easier to conduct business, because you're coming to someone's house. I felt like I was selling weed, because you're like, hey, guys would show up at my house at 10 o'clock. I'm like, hey, Josh, I'm sorry I'm here, but I'm hungry. What do you have? I'm like, bro, it's not a cafeteria. Like, it's my house. Like,
it's your house.
They're like, you don't want churrasquito for me.
This is not Ray's Pizza. Ray's Pizza. It's open 24 hours.
Algo pequeño. I just want to. I'm like, all right, bro, give me 10 minutes. Let me get my clothes on. I'll go outside. You get it was funny. It was.
Oh yeah, would you put on like a doily and everything into the thing? Or
no. Happy to serve you. No. It was just you'd see the garage open, and then I'd walk out. It's like little gordito. We're like, all right, what do you want?
Medio meal with the shorts and the sandals, Columbus PE shirt. Here you go, bro.
Yes, but I'd open these two refrigerators, and you'd be like, holy shit, because then you're like, these shitty little refrigerators inside. You're like, this is the most crazy beef in the world.
Heaven.
Yeah, so you're like, I don't know what I want. I want it raw. And I'm like, oh, come on, it's 10 o'clock at night. I don't got all night. So, that's how it was. So to answer your question, it just started. There was a lot of people that I didn't know, and they're all good people, but I just didn't want to bring that to my house. And then, and that was early, this year, actually in February, where I was just like, all right, starting it. So I find a place, and then COVID hits, which luckily I had found the place before COVID plays, and I already had a home. And I opened up a little, shop. Nothing fancy. It was an emergency shop in the sense of like opening it up. We didn't get muebles done or anything. It was just like these simple tables, tablecloths. We got some registers, and I opened shop. I opened shop with one of my good friends, Patrick, and my mom. It was literally us three holding it down. And since I'd say March to now, we now have another 3 employees. My uncle works with us, and our 2 cousins. So when you come to Josh's Premium Meats, it's not just Josh; it's Josh's family, because you meet my uncle, my cousin, my aunt. It's the whole fam, and you see the
dynamics.
Yeah,
dynamics.
My mom is a shark. She feeds you the 93 octane from the minute you walk in. Like, she's great, and she loves to be around me because she just likes to she picks up everything I say. So all the knowledge, all the things about steak, when I start talking about intermuscular fat distribution and the different Marble scores and prefixtures and different things that I just want to talk to someone about, because they'll ask us, like, what's the difference between you and this person, this company, or this product between this? My mom loves it, consumes it, so she can say it when I'm not around to customers.
That is awesome. Are you scared working with family, bro? Do you get worried, like, bro, if this thing gets fucked up, people gonna start fighting each other? Do you ever think about that?
There's so much love and respect for each other that, like, obviously you're not working with family. The thing is that there's so much emotion tied to everything. So whether it's work related or the way that we have a good dynamic. Right now, we have a good
Nice,
company. We're still a
nice.
young company. Ask me in a year, I don't know. Right now, we're still young, and everyone has their strengths. Because like my uncle's really good with like the tech stuff, the computer stuff, and anything that has to do with the online world and just technology. My mom is an amazing saleswoman. My cousins are great, as far as getting the job done, like heavy lifting. Everyone has their own specialty, and the store is just very unique. And with them, all together, like that's what makes JPM, and that
Nice.
cool like service. Like it's not just like buying something online. You don't meet them, you don't talk to anyone. There's no connection to the company. Here, if anything ever goes wrong, you come back. We'll take care of you, and we're always going to be here to serve you.
Dude, that's awesome, bro. All right. So describe the vibe at the store. Can you eat there or you just buy?
No, no, there's no eating. We basically provide. You walk in, you don't see any meat yet. Our new store, you're gonna see the meat. The cases and all that stuff. There's a little menu, kind of like when you go to those sushi places, a la carte menu, and
Okay.
you just select what you want, and then everything is already pre-portioned, cryovac, so that and we do portions for two, so nothing that is an abundance of, if it's just you and your chick, there's no need to, have a pack of 4 pounds of churrasco. Most people just eat, pound, pound and a half,
Right.
and everything comes vacuum sealed. And the reason we do that is because we know that in Miami, people pivot very quickly. So if I give it to you already vacuum sealed, ready to freeze, but I gave it to you fresh, so you take it home, change your plans. You know what? We're not going to grill today or tomorrow. Put it in the freezer. It's perfectly safe to go in the freezer, and that's how we've done everything, all of our products. So and what makes us different is we're fresh. We sell the majority of our products are cut fresh, and you buy them fresh,
Fresh means
not
what's the
frozen.
not frozen?
Yeah. So the
Not
stuff is
frozen.
air flown in, not frozen, which is a very hard business concept because you have to turn over. You have to.
You
You
gotta move. You
are
gotta move
you
meat. You gotta
you.
move
It's
meat.
all about volume. In the beginning, I didn't do that. It was all pre-orders. I when it was all my friends in the garage, I did pre-orders and I ordered an extra inventory for the guys that always missed the cutoff.
Josh, are you still working in the medical sales also?
I am doing it.
That's the humble part, bro, because where young entrepreneurs, where people mess up is they get excited with the meats. They're like, oh, this is going good. They leave all reliable. And then now you're in some else. Do you think about leaving the medical sales?
The thing is, and I sat down with my dad and we smoked some cigars and we talked about this oftentimes. And I talked about him. He's been in similar situations where I was, and I think you in decisions like this in your life, you need to surround yourself with good advisors, people that have wisdom.
Hold on one
Like
second, Josh. Hold on. What's the name of the dog that's barking back there?
Torito.
Torito.
And Toro,
What kind
he's
of
14 pounds, but he's a Brussels Griffon. His name's Toro.
listen, bro? Let me tell you about Brussels Griffon, my man. I adopted this. I rescued in Las Vegas, bro. Brussels Griffon.
I love
Uh,
him. I love
dude, the
him.
best because I wanted a dog like from as good as it gets.
Yes, that's why I got it. That's
So
why I
they
got the.
had him, and I named him Felix. They had him in the show, the cutest, nicest dog in the world, bro. My ex chick kept him
Oh,
because she just
you didn't get
that
visitation rights?
that
Nothing.
the, no, I'm married now, bro, and that they don't fly now. But and he lives in the other states. But dude, those dogs are the best,
Shout
man.
out to Felix
Shout
Brussels.
out to Felix, bro. Bro, oh my, you broke my heart there with Felix and Toro.
And
Okay,
Toro.
so you're
All right, so I'm
doing
sitting
that.
with my pops, and real quick, I didn't mean to cut you off. So I'm sitting with my
No, no, no,
pops, and I'm
no.
like, look, like this is going well, and it's my passion. But at the same time, look, things started really taking off once we opened the store. But the store opened during COVID, when everything else slowed down, meaning like restaurants and whatnot. So for
It was like a
me,
perfect timing for you
it,
in a weird
it
way.
in a weird way, I found myself standing in the right place at the right time because I had already built, a good enough following that when people, when COVID hit and everyone was looking for food, they're like, Josh, I
You're
need
the
steak.
guy.
I need steak. And then at that time, I was already set up to be able to take that volume. And, we had the first week of COVID over like 2,000 people at the store. in 1 week. I wasn't even set up for that. I was on a yellow notepad taking orders outside with me and I had to call my closest friends. I was like, Danny, Roman, like I need you guys, like come through, help me out.
Tírate para acá, bro. I
No,
need you.
I told him, I was like, I am drowning. I need you. I need you like right now, please. And and I've always helped them out, and they're like, on the way, I got you. And that's how it was. Like friends and family had to come help us, and we started, little by little, just every week getting better. And but yeah, I haven't been able to leave the other job because it's one, I'm good at it. I've been doing it for 7 years.
Right.
It's a part of me, and two, like I told you earlier, it's given me everything I've ever wanted. But it's difficult to be in two places at the same time and to be good at two things at the same time, because when you're really good at one, you feel like you're neglecting the other, and when you're good
Right.
at the other one, you feel like you're neglecting. And if you're, and then you still have to be a son, a boyfriend, a friend. You have a lot of responsibilities outside of just being a business professional. So between all of that, it consumes you. It's a lot. It's a lot to handle. But right now, I've been able to do it because of the team that I have, my mom and my uncle. They hold it down at the store, and I'm able to. They allow me to. They give me that flexibility when I need to be away from the store. But yeah, I still manage both right now.
It's admirable, bro. I'm telling you, that's big. That's huge. All right. So now you mentioned the Corona stuff. That's when I first started becoming aware of you. I saw all of a sudden our boy Omar Delgado becomes Chef Boyardee all day, and he starts cooking, and I
He was
see
throwing it down like no, but cooking every day, like and
every
everything
day.
from
So
like
I
high
reached,
end to like grilled cheese.
dude, I reached out to him. I go, bro, first of all, I'm gonna put you on my show. Second of all, I go, I like what you're doing, man. I like this mix of you, whatever. And then other buddies of mine started getting the meats also, and everybody talking awesome about it. So I was like, dude, I liked it. I saw your social. How are you approaching social media? Let's talk about that. Now you're at a position where you have famous people getting food from you and stuff like that. How's that process? Are you treating every customer the same? Are you trying to give like, look, I give this person a shout out because it's this person. What's your model? How do you view social?
I would say that social is big, and Instagram gave us a free platform to build on. And the name of the game is content, being able to provide good, attractive content that your consumers want to see, and being able to also connect with them. And not that we at JPM created this, but in Miami, a lot of people like to they like to show their lifestyle. And we wanted to create that platform. So in the beginning, I would tell my customers, I was like, hey, when you cook your steak, send me a picture. I'm gonna put you up on my story, and I'll tag you barbecue chef, and it didn't matter if it was a female or male. I was Coach HP, so I put up your picture. Thank you, barbecue chef, Coach HP, and people were like, oh man, I'm on his page. It was cool, but I kept pitching to the same like 1 to 2,000 followers. So I was like, how am I gonna grow? Like I keep pitching to the same guys, but how am I gonna expand out of this circle? I need to that overlapping. And then it simply was just me asking my clients, like, hey, if you don't mind posting on your story, tag me so I can repost you. And then from there it was a simple um it's a validation that's not from me, but from your friends. And you
People
keep
you
seeing it.
trust, buddy. People you trust.
And then people like Josh, I keep seeing your stuff, like, or they would tell me like, hey, I've seen your stuff all over my friends' feeds. I need to try this out apparently because all my friends are posting it, and that's how it really just organically happened. And the celebrities mostly came from friends that were plugged in, and they're like, I got you. I'm gonna help you out. Like we never I was a small company. We don't have that kind of money to drop to pay these guys thousands of dollars and all that stuff. Like
Right,
for
right, right.
me, like, even if they didn't post it, as long as I got a picture with them, I was like, man, this is the coolest thing ever.
I'm
Like this is
pumped. I'm
cool. Like
pumped.
this guy's like Bad Bunny's holding my steak next to him, like with his like, who the hell gets Bad Bunny to hold a freaking tomahawk next to him? But like, let alone a picture. Oh wait, I need you to hold this big piece of meat and hold it next to me like
Was
that.
it you that told him, or he just did it himself?
I asked him, I was like, hey, you mind if we do the signature picture? He's like, vamos, let's go.
Vamos a meterle mano. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, at the end, by the way, I owe a lot to my good friend Kirk, who's always plugged me in with that guy. So, big
What
thanks
is
to that
Kurt, a
guy.
manager?
So Kirk works with David Grutman, the Live Group. So
Nice.
he's worked a lot with them in the nightlife, and me and him have been best friends since we were 12. And
No
he's
way, bro.
definitely, yeah. So
Columbus guy
again,
too?
Columbus guy too, and again, the circle, my circle from Columbus, my good friends, it all comes together in the success and people helping you and doing right by others, and they help you. So
Joshua, what's your favorite type of music?
R&B, R&B. I like R&B. I'm the like
The
the Chris
romance guy, yeah?
Brown. Yeah, yeah. Like, no, but I like it. I like Spanish music too. Reggaeton. I'm big in reggaeton, and I like R&B, and I'd say a
But
little bit
Chris
of everything.
Brown is your guy, huh?
Yeah, Chris Brown. I like The Weeknd. I'm a big Weeknd fan.
The weekend fan, huh? How are you approaching social now? Are you the genius idea of tagging people on your story? That was awesome. What's next? What are you stopping there? Are you thinking now?
No, no, no. So now it changes because now you're like, all right, so people are posting this and the
Mhm.
page is growing, but we need to take it another level. We need to continue doing more
So
and
what are you
pushing.
thinking?
So we're thinking there's more platforms than just Instagram. We think, YouTube channels are definitely the way to go and starting campaigns.
Do you
And
have a YouTube channel?
so that's the next step. We're going to start the YouTube channel and collaborating with chefs. And in this world, instantly in the last like 3 4 months, because of what we're going through, has become fully like everything comes to you in the sense Uber Eats, Postmates, content, people teaching you. It all existed, but now it's bigger than ever. So I want to collaborate.
I'm gonna give you
Oh,
my advice. Okay. I'm gonna give you a little 2 cents, bro. You're already winning. You're already crushing it. But my goal is to, I know you love the sales, medical sales, but my goal is to retire you from that and you're 100% el carnicero de Miami. So what I would do is you start that YouTube channel. Yes, you start featuring chefs. I love that idea. Consistency. Remember, let's say you find, bro, I mean, knock on wood, you might find a million chefs and you're set. You just, hey, this guy, right? But till then, what are you going to do when no chefs are available or can come on? If you start just sharing your story, listen, guys, today on Tuesday, I'm going to talk Tomahawk Tuesday, Sirloin Saturday,
yeah,
Filet Mignon Friday. Biggest mistakes people do with meats, biggest misconception about meats, the biggest waste of money when it comes to meat. Why do I air dry? Why do I buy these vents? Guys, I'm going to do refrigerator reviews. Listen to me. Refrigerator reviews. Listen, guys, so I've been packing now for time. Let me tell you what refrigerator works. This is all stuff you know, bro.
it's true.
You don't have to, you don't have to invent anything. You to think a dude, biggest failure in the history of Miami baseball, was started doing bat reviews at Boys and Girls Club. I did a bat called the Rawlings Prodigy. Who knew that Rawlings would come to me after and become the first ever influencer to do Rawlings, bro? I got like 5 Rawling gloves, baseball gloves. I got my own logo on it, bro.
That's badass.
I get paid to, that's going to be you because you're speaking your truth. And you might say, listen, I like this kind of meat, but then this is your budget. Listen, this is your thing. You're going to cook it at home. Then you could get into barbecues. Come on, bro. We just can't stop.
No, no, no. It's endless in the opportunities, and that's where I think that YouTube allows us to really just capture more than just 60 seconds, and really you can put your personality and your perspective, your opinions, and so many different things, and create. Whether you're with a chef or you're not with a chef, whether I'm at home when I want to just do it with my dad, like, hey, me and my dad are going to talk today about,
That's
things,
perfect, bro.
and I think that the world connects more now with more mom and pop than corporate companies. I think that people like that genuine, just vibe and being able to associate themselves with someone that is more realistic than
So
something
we
very
got the
corporate.
YouTube. So we got the YouTube. Then we're gonna grab that interview. You and Pops. When you talk to Pops smoking the cigars, is it in your house or his house?
Um, it's most of the time at his place because he lives in Hollandale and he lives right there on the beach. So for me, it's like I get to go over there and hang out.
Perfect. Are you listening to music at all?
Um, it depends. Depends. Sometimes he'll bring a little radio. Sometimes we just drink wine and we'll just
And
or
just
whatever it
talk.
is and just talk and catch up. Because if my world is very noisy in the sense of like there's a lot going on,
Right.
and I like to just kind of disconnect and just kind of just shoot the shit, talk with him and about everything. Just
So
it's
okay, so we did the YouTube video. You recorded you and Pops. Then you strip the audio and you do a Carnicero podcast.
I like that.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Josh here. Listen, on this episode 42, I got the OG, Jorge,
El
the
oso.
legend, El Oso.
I love it.
Dude, I love El Oso. This dude's had my back his whole life. You're going to love this. I hope you like this as much as I do. I hope, listen, at the bottom, share your relationship with Pops. I got lucky. You got lucky. You got a dad that you're completely the same with. I got thick, bro. Me and my dad are completely different. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Boom. Now we got two things, right?
Yeah.
Then, hold on, Joshua. Don't leave me yet. Then comes the Instagram, right? Not only are we posting pictures, now we got video. Now we got content. Okay. Then we go to the LinkedIn world. Talk
Okay.
about whatever you're talking, whatever meets hey for your events, for your high-end events. This is what happens because in events, sometimes this is everything you know already. Then that goes to LinkedIn. And then to have fun, you put everything else on TikTok. Everybody's
I,
dancing on TikTok.
I love it.
You tell people, listen, you dance with my meats, I'm gonna hook you up with some whatever it is, bro. You can't lose because what you're selling, unless they're vegetarians, which is very rare here in South Florida, you know what I mean? And you're gonna win, bro. So just a little, that's my 2 cents, man. You can take it or leave it.
No, no, no. I think it's awesome. I think it's if I can execute on everything that you just said, I think it would take us to another level.
You'll be a legend, bro. You right now, you're crushing it. You'd be a legend, bro. We've been speaking here now for an hour. And it seems like we've been talking for like 10 minutes, dude.
No, I can talk. I tell people all the time, if you don't cut me off, I will talk and talk about steaks and this because I love it. It's
Hell
fun to
yeah.
me, and like there's so many things that we could talk about when it comes to this. And by the way, thank you for having me, and thanks for your consejos and everything that you're telling me because I know that you speak from truth from experience. I know that you do this yourself and you've seen success, so I admire that.
Hell yeah, bro. Thank you, man. Favorite movie?
Liar, liar.
Dude, I would think it's Gangs from New York. Have you seen Gangs from New York?
It was Gangs
Gangs
from
of
New
New
York.
York. Have you
Yes,
seen it?
yes.
Dude, Bill the Butcher has to be your favorite character, no?
He's one of the best iconic characters all time. Like like all day.
Especially with the meat stuff. Come
No,
on,
no,
bro.
no, no, no. And I've been him for Halloween a couple times. Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
But
knew it. I knew it.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't. I just favorite movie of all time. I like comedy. I like things that like you
You're a
just laugh
comedy
around.
dude,
So
huh?
I like a comedy guy because I'm a whole hood. So big Jim Carrey fan, early Jim Carrey, not the crazy one today. Um,
Not that he's crazy, bro. What happens is that people evolve.
you're
And
right. You're right.
it's weird because he's in being, like you said, in being more about because now weirdly enough, Jim Carrey's become motivational. But what's weird is we're all motivational. Then what happens is Hollywood is a whole different world. And a couple heartbreaks the guys had, a couple tough situations. You start questioning because people, you're starting to see some of it now. There's some people before that gave Josh zero love. All of a sudden now people are like, oh, yo, Josh, what's up, dude? What's up? What's up? And you haven't even started to blossom. When you're Jim Carrey, the island that you live in gets smaller and smaller. So these dudes have to escape because they don't have maybe a cool pops like you. They don't have a good system to ground them because in LA, it's the wild, wild west out there. So the guy becomes an abstract painter to escape from whatever he's escaping on. The best thing you got going for you, even though I want you to quit the second job, is that you're so humbled with your lifestyle that you can't escape to La La Land yet. But what the number one thing you probably didn't like in the yacht selling world was what? That you notice that people that have a lot of money aren't really that happy. Did you notice that?
A lot of times, I you saw purchases and there were toys and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, that was part of it. That was part of it. I was there's a lot of things that played into that. But yeah, there's a lot of people that you got to see that, and it goes back to money can't buy happiness, and um, I would say I just didn't love what I did. I didn't love what I
Right,
was
right, right,
doing. I was doing it
right.
for money, and I was doing it because I thought that the word yachts and luxury lifestyle would associate to making tons of money and all these things. But at the end of the day, it was just providing a service and selling, a product, which you could take that and do it in different platforms. And I just said, I think that my skills better serve me in the medical world, where it is an essential and not a luxury item, and I can, impact lives, make a ton of money doing it. And I was like, yeah, I like it.
What kind of equipment are you selling, by the way?
So mostly I deal with trauma units, critical care and trauma units, a lot of like bedside procedure trays,
Okay.
different stuff in urology, stuff like that. A lot of like cardio
And when
stuff.
you sell to doctors or office managers or hospitals?
Mostly hospitals, it's their purchasing teams because everything in the hospital is done by contracts, and they vet out, who they work with. But again, I love this job. It's good at it, and it's not that I don't want to do this, and I love my
No, but the
company.
goal is the other thing, bro.
But there's
That's your
nothing like
baby.
working. My baby is Josh's Premium. Is JPM. My goal is to work for myself one day. I would love to, but you can't make rash decisions. We're in COVID still.
Yeah, I go
Restaurants are
step by step.
closed.
Yeah, I go step by step.
I don't know what my real numbers are. I really don't, because right now it's, yeah, the company has these numbers, but restaurants aren't really back. You're still eating a lot at home. Not, people don't have that confidence, customer confidence to go back.
Right,
Uh, I want to see what a year and a half of real numbers are
right.
before I make any rushes, because I'm giving up a career that there's a guy and there's 100 other guys waiting to take up my spot. They're waiting to take my spot because this is a really hard job, like arena to break into.
I
And
believe it. Trust me,
eh,
I know it. Trust me, I do. I
so
do.
before I let go of my seat and what I built, I have to just be conservative on my approach. Not that I can, I would bet on myself 100 times.
Right,
Not
right, right.
about that. I just want to make sure that we're doing it all at the right time.
Dude, how many employees do you have now?
6,
Six. Three family or six family?
5 family.
Five family. Okay. Eh,
And it's all because of COVID, because everyone got left without a job. And I was like, I need you. Let's
let's
grow
go.
together. We all eat together. We have good weeks. Everyone makes an extra bonus. We have a bad week. I buy lunch. It's all
You
right. Don't
bang?
worry.
Oh my God.
It doesn't matter. Like we all eat together. We have fun together. It's all great.
Dude, so the only way I could grab Josh Meats is by ordering it there, and then I have to come home and cook it. I can't, I'm not, you don't cook over there, you said, right? So it's just I
Right
buy
now,
it from you?
it's just a butcher distribution center, like a store. We do offer private chefs, so there's a lot of high-end clientele that want to purchase meat from us to have this experience at home, but they don't want to cook. So I have Chef Billy G, who I partner with. I send him over,
Look
and then
at you, buddy. I love this. Love this.
I send over the chef. This guy, everyone falls in love with him. He is like your best friend instantly. He's like a big bear, and the guy competes in food and wine. He's affordable,
Nice.
and he's very versatile. So you don't get like sick of like the same thing over and over. And he makes us look good. He elevates the experience. So, and I learned that early on. I was like, all right. I got invited by the collection to do a Father's Day booth, and I was showing my meats, but a lot of the clients that coming up to us, they're like, "Do you have a chef?" And I was like, "A chef? What do you mean?" They're like, "Oh, I want this meat, but I don't want to cook it." I was like, "Time to get a chef. Time to
How'd you
build
get
this
this
little."
dude?
I actually was shooting. I hired a photographer to do some content. I wanted to get some like high end content. And the guy's like, "All right, look, who's gonna cook the meat?" I was like, "What do you mean cook?" He's like, "Yeah, you should have raw and then show it cooked." And I was
Before,
like,
after.
"Who?" Yeah, he's like, and I was like, "All right, who do you recommend?" He's like, "My friend Chef Billy G." And after that, we hit it off, and now we partner up on so many different like cool projects and content, and he's become a very close
The
friend of
guy.
mine.
That's your guy. That's your guy that you use for a lot of the videos, bro.
Yeah, he's a big part of JPM, and like a lot of my clients know him
Where's he
and hire
from?
him. He's from Venezuela, young guy like me,
So un
hustler,
venezolano que se llama Billy G.
Chef Billy G.
Chef Billy
His
G.
name's Andres, but somehow or another, Billy G falls into it.
Billy, it's a chamo, he's Venezuelan.
Yeah, he's such a good dude. He helps a lot of people, and in our little culinary world, a lot of people know who he is. So
That is awesome. That is awesome. Last two questions, Josh. Josh, what makes you happy, bro?
what makes me happy? I would say what makes me. Are we talking about business, like in JPM, or just in
And
general?
anything in general.
I think it's something that you and I spoke about off this show. I think helping others and providing experiences for others. I think that in helping and in providing an experience for other people, it's very rewarding to hear positive feedback on how you changed someone's life or improved it, or there was a steak I sold someone that ended up being the best dinner that he's had with his wife because it was a happy moment. Like we created that. So I think helping others definitely that's what makes me happy is just providing an experience for other people. That and doing what I love. If I could do this the rest of my life, I'll be happy. If I could finally just do this, it'll set me free and be able to just create and continue this path that we're on. And it's the funnest one by
Awesome,
far.
bro. Josh, any questions for me, bro? Anything I can help you with? Anything that you've thought of that I can bring you value, man?
You know what? Since I don't know how many young individuals you've interviewed, especially at our point, but what do you think are the biggest mistakes that young, hungry, ambitious business owners make at an early stage? What do you think is the biggest, or maybe the things that they should have done, not what they didn't do, but maybe what they missed on? I would love to hear your input on that, because I definitely would take that advice.
You're doing everything right, bro. The biggest mistake people make is they do something because it's money. They do something to impress other people, especially us dudes, especially Latin dudes, because we have testosterone, we have machismo, and we're in Miami and we want to pop off. And God forbid you're selling meats in your garage, and so we're like, I'm going to be a loser. And that's where we're losing. If you understand, which you don't have these problems, you don't compete against anybody. You're humble enough to still get up and work for somebody else while having this awesome opportunity, and you're not ready to jump ship yet because you are stable, you have a steady head on yourself, and you're not comparing yourself to anybody, bro. So the biggest mistake I see young people make is they lack patience. You don't have that problem. You have a lot of patience. You're like, bro, listen, I've been here for 7 years. I'm not going to mess up a good thing right now. So that's number one, man. Number two, impressing other people. Number three, they're not honest with themselves. So they don't want to go on social because they're popping off. Biggest thing that's worked for me is I'm the biggest failure in the history of Miami baseball. My dad beat the shit out of me because I wouldn't hit a baseball all the time. I used to pee in my bed till I was like 14, 13 years old, bro, because of the trauma of that occurring. My mom would have to take out my mattress outside of the house and dry it because I would pee on the bed at nighttime. I didn't know that would be trauma from that. I had relation issues with women because if my mom allowed my dad to beat the shit out of me, I can't trust her. So I can't trust anybody. So that honesty, the fact that when I started being Coach HP, I helped people so much. And when I started, friends of mine lied to me in my face. Bro, who do you think you are? Walking. Imagine, check this out, Josh. Imagine walking around with a camera in Miami baseball, vlogging at 38 years old, bro. How douchey is that? And everybody coming after me because there was nobody using social like I was. So everybody's like, who does this guy think he is, bro? Who's this guy? He's coming in. Okay.
As an astronaut. All
This
right, I
guy's
love
this guy's a space cadet,
it.
Humbleness to do that, which you have. And then when I started, friends of mine lied to me in my face. Then my profile got a little bit higher. Strangers started lying to me in my face. Now I have celebrities lie to me in my face. What does lie to me in my face is? I'll give you an example. Josh, I'm a real known celebrity. I have, this is an example. I'm going to just throw this out there. John Taffer. I've been DMing John Taffer to do this. You know who John Taffer is?
I don't, but
You know the guy from Bar Rescue?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's John Taffer.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
Love that dude. Love that
That's a
dude.
great show too. Yeah.
I love his energy. I love his vibe, whatever. When I DM him after my persistence, he could care less about Coach HP. He don't know Coach HP is, whatever. When I meet people, I have a feeling of good. My feeling of good and to help takes over everything. And that starts with I feel like I've known you my whole life. And I've only spoken to you for yesterday. We spoke for 9 minutes. Today we're at an hour 15. And I feel like I've known you my whole life. And I bring that energy to you because I want you to win and I want you to be successful. I want you to be as successful and as even more successful, as happy as I am. So that's my energy. But to John Taffer, I'm just a regular dude. Till he tastes your meat. Till people taste your meat, now they know. Till they sit down with me, right? So the biggest, hardest thing is to get rejected. But to me, it doesn't matter because there's three things I can control. You ready for this? I can control my effort. I can control my attitude. That's it. I don't care what you look like, where you're from, if you're Cuban, if you're black, if you're Asian, if you're American. The two things we can control is my effort and my attitude. And then the third thing that I just added, maybe 2 months ago, is expectations, bro. I try my best. I spoke to Omar. I go, Omar, I like that guy, bro. He's a cool dude. I'm gonna have him. Can you talk to him? I want to get him on the show. If Omar doesn't come through and you sell me out today, come in, I'm not gonna hate you. I'm not gonna go, oh fuck Josh Meats, man. I'll be like, look, he's another guy to add to the story. It's a
And you know,
two-way street, bro.
and when it comes to social, I'll tell you this. I run my own page, and I love talking to everyone. People are like, oh, you should pay someone the amount of questions you guys get, and I was like, never, never. I never want to be so big that I can't like answer the questions and be able to just respond to people like that looks amazing because that's part of the entire being real with people. I mean, but I don't know. I don't like those responses that you got from those people. I don't think that that's authentic. I don't think that's real. I think those are cop out answers that those people are just like preset buttons and they just treat anyone like like a regular Joe Schmo. And
Dude,
this
and
guy,
another thing to answer your question real quick before I forget this. And I tell this to people all the time, and I saw it and I see it today in the baseball world. Right now, this is so big, bro, so big. Right now, your future, Josh Meats. What people start doing is they start getting lazy. They immediately, and I see this in the baseball world a lot, they quit whatever they're doing. They're like, listen, I'm going to do baseball. They are, all of us, the majority of them, start doing baseball lessons. That gets really old super quick. So they start selling online courses. They start selling their t-shirts. They start getting any kind of revenue. They start creating camps that
monetize anything. They monetize anything they can
monetize
touch.
everything. There's some dudes out there that look like Ricky Bobby. You know, the NASCAR drivers that have their thousand things.
Yeah.
Because what happens is you lose that touch that you have right now that people feel you. Instead of providing a service, what you're doing is you're soliciting, and it's literally hardcore, hardcore, hardcore. It's if all of a sudden now you and Billy G, it's Billy G, right?
Yeah, yeah. Chef Billy G.
You, Billy G, all of a sudden go, listen, Billy G, I'm struggling, bro. Let's start pushing you as a chef, and let's charge $500. So every one of your announcements would be, hey guys, listen, so if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it right. I mean, you don't cook, do you really know how to cook? You gotta hire Billy G. Because Billy G, and that's what people do, bro. The more you don't do that, the more you start educating people on cholesterol and how to eat meat the right way, you're gonna win.
I agree with you, not being so like in people's face and not so intense and I don't know, just letting people fall in love with the product on their own, just shooting it and let it be genuine. Let them, our page. I never bought followers, I never bought likes, I never bought views because I wanted something real. I was like, these people that do that, you're just lying to yourself. You're lying to the page. you're lying to like your brand, because at the end of the day, you stand for nothing. You have no foundation. You look like a crooked building, because one little thing, one competitor is going to put you out of business, because
100%.
like,
100%.
and if a competitor, I would, people like, oh, but there's a lot of companies popping up now. And I was like, listen, if these companies put us out of business, then you know what? We weren't a
You weren't
strong
that good
company.
enough. Yeah.
We
You
weren't
weren't
that
good
good.
enough.
I say that to everyone, and we weren't that good, and it's going to happen. And it only competition brings out the best of us, because now my game's got to be better. We got to be, we got to cut better. We got to get better, source better products. We got to stay on our A game, because people are waiting to just take us out.
Dude, and you only compete at the end of the day. This is what I tell people. Everybody criticize me at this, and then I go, listen, you only compete against one person, bro. Yourself. It's the only person that matters. Yourself. Bro, it's great talk, dude. Last story. I'm gonna leave you with a last story. Might go in the thing or not, but I want you to hear this. Oregon State reaches out to me. Okay. I'm speaking at camp. The year that I met Omar Delgado, I'm speaking at camp. Is that Toro coming in the door?
Yeah, Torito, come here. No, he took off. He's like, yo,
we want to get him some airtime.
babe, bring him over here. They want to meet him.
Toro, bring Toro in there. Come on.
Come here. I can't. I'm attached to this computer. Come here. Look at this guy. He's 14 pounds of muscle right here.
Oh my God. That is
Torito.
Say hello to Miss Josh's Meats for me, too.
Wait, First Lady of Wagyu over here.
The
Say
First
hi.
Lady of Wagyu.
So, El Torito.
The legend. Look at him, man. That's what I'm talking about. I love it.
El Toro.
El Toro.
I love it.
Listen, the last thing I'm going to ask you before you go, I want to taste Josh Meats, but I want you to cook it.
Let's do it. Like I told you, and I know that this one we're going to do on the computer, but I would love for us to sit down, just a very casual barbecue, and I want to just walk you through the different levels and show you the difference. I want you to know, like, all right, this is what a 4.5 score, a 6.7, an 8.9, and so you can see how this works and the different flavor profiles and different cuts. And I think it's an awesome experience that you would love.
Let's do it, brother. My man, thank you so much. Godspeed, success, man. Keep it going. I'm here for you. Anything you need, you got me, bro.
Thank you. It means a lot.
I don't hesitate. All right, my man.
All right,
we'll
brother.
be in touch, bro. Have a good night.
You too. Take care.
Okay. Bye.